Hey players in the tabletop role-playing game hobby, I want to remind you how easy it is to be a player in the TTRPG hobby. All you have to do is make a character, play the game, and do some very amateur acting, meaning you will do dialogue as your character. There is no pressure to be the best player at the table. And early on, you will feel free to make mistakes as a player. That is how easy it is to be a player in the TTRPG hobby. The work the Game Master has to put into the game is going to be much more than all the players combined. That is the expectation of a Game Master, to do a lot of work, prep a lot of things before you go into the game. And let's be serious, players. Most of you are so extremely ignorant that you don't understand that a Game Master cannot memorize the entire game. So on the spot, you expect them to have perfectly memorized every rule and know everything right away. So a Game Master feels the pressure to get it right and live up, to that expectation, even if it's just an illusion. And even if it is completely the player's fault for a bad session that night, the Game Master will always be accused, always be blamed for how a session goes. And with modern day players thinking that you're supposed to entertain them to keep them paying attention, they don't realize that they are supposed to pay attention. That is called playing the game, and that is what you have agreed to do. It's not supposed to be the Game Master's job to entertain you like they're a TV and you can turn the channel if you're not happy. No. Part of the entertainment is the Game Master needs to be entertained as well, and your effort through paying attention and playing the game, just like his effort or her effort, comes together to make a good night for everyone inside of that circle. But if you break it, if you sit there and don't do what you're supposed to do, well, you put all the pressure on the Game Master. Look at the amount of pressure on a Game Master. And then look at the expectation of players for a Game Master to maintain stability. The Game Master is going to require some level of authority. But with modern players, they don't want a Game Master to have that authority. Oh, you're telling me to pay attention to the game? You can't tell me what to do. But if the Game Master can't tell you what to do under such a basic authority, like, hey, pay attention to the game, if they can't tell you to do that, they can't maintain the table. They can't deal with a misbehaving, poorly behaving player, because you want to strip them of that authority. Modern day players, they want everything. They want to barely read, they don't really want to try, and they want the game master, the company, everybody to kiss their ass, and the majority of new players, especially 5e, do nothing, not a goddamn thing, to earn any privilege that they request from the Game Master, the game, or the company. So how about this, player? You want the Game Master to serve you and do all these fucking things for you? Get off your ass, get your head out of your fucking ass, and get this straight. Game Masters are not here to fucking serve you like a slave. And the companies depend on the money from who? Mostly Game Masters, not you. And to be clear, I'm only talking to these misbehaving, half-assed, backwards players. If it's not you, don't be offended by my words. It doesn't matter that I'm putting some bass in my voice. Calm the fuck down. And it's this easy. That's how you calm down. See, I yelled, and then I calmed down. See how easy it is? But I can go up and I can go down. I'm a Game Master. I've done this for years. I doing NPCs in games, so I can express my emotions like really clear. I'm not losing my mind. I just know I want to make a point. So when I want to make a point, my voice goes up. But I'm just making a point in this video. But what I'm telling you to do is to really calm down, because you do freak out, at the table. And you do spoil most of the games that you're in. And the reason you guys don't have campaigns that go beyond 3 or 6 sessions is because how the fuck could you? Given the way you want to experience a game, which is half-assed and backwards. I have been saying this stuff for years. It's not my first go at the rodeo. It's not my first YouTube channel. So I've done this before. I've put out content saying very similar things. And what happens? Most people that don't want me to be right, they'll tell me I'm full of shit. And then so many years go by and things get worse. Nothing gets better. Then I say this all again, and again, I'm told back at that time, I'm full of shit, it gets ignored, and things get worse. And now, you can clearly see the state of decay that the TTRPG hobby is in, and even those who want to oppose me, they can see this very clearly now. So if you're going to say that I'm wrong, if you're going to say what I'm pointing out here might not be the way to go, or hey, a DM doesn't need that much authority, or a Game Master doesn't need that much authority, and everything you said here makes no sense, and that's not my experience. I got to tell you, if you don't listen to me this time, in a few more years, it will be worse, and then it will be worse, and it won't be getting better until we get better. The biggest problem in the TTRPG hobby is not the OGL, it's not Wizards of the Coast, it's not nothing other than us, those who participate in the hobby. And it doesn't matter if you go to the old school or the new school or somewhere in between. The bad apples in every section of the hobby rule the roost. They influence what's going on. But they're losing their influence as the hobby goes downhill. If you're not going to be able to enjoy the games, it doesn't really matter who the big hit is talking at the top anymore, does it? Can we just get back to gaming where the Game Master does what they're supposed to do, doesn't abuse players with authority, but does use it? Players, pay attention without needing to be entertained. For some Game Master to get their attention, they just understand that paying attention is playing the game. And if they're not paying attention, they're not doing what they agreed to do, which is play the game. Pay attention, listen to the authority of the Game Master, do that, all that packaged together, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a good session. Yeah, doing it right is actually enjoyable, even for the biggest asshole at the table. If they'll curb their attitude, put it aside, and do what's right, they'll realize they have a better time than when they're trolling people or being cunts. Actually, all they do is, they have a little bit of a good time, they ruin everyone else's time, and that future experience diminishes because people really don't want to be around those kinds of people. And you can see that very clearly in the hobby in 2023. A lot of people in the hobby, but a lot of us just part ways. We're not even in different bubbles. We might even be in the same bubble, but we can't talk to each other. Anyway, for now, take care. You know what you can do? You can hit the like button. You can share the video. Oh, and there's another button you can press. That one that lets you subscribe to my channel for more content. Oh yeah, there's that bell thing. You can press that so you know when I've uploaded a new video right away.